Hey guys, welcome back to HGTV Handmade. I am Maria Antoinette. Today we are going to be making a DIY scallop wall art. So we're gonna start with 30 of these foam sheets. We're gonna take our 5-inch circle cutter and we're gonna get 6 circles out of each sheet. Now, it's gonna take a lot of circles. The cool thing about doing it yourself, you're saving a ton of money. The craft store does sell these pre-cut, but you're gonna get 5 for $10. And I'm just gonna let you guys know, I was able to do this whole project for $26. So, if you have the budget, splurge. If not, cut along with me. All right, with all 6 of my circles pre-cut out, all I have to simply do is pop them through the foam sheet. And it's okay if they have a little bit of a jagged edge. It's all gonna go into the aesthetics of the scalloping. You'll notice that I am putting a couple of dents and markings into the foam sheet. That's the beautiful thing about working with foam. It's gonna swell back up and those marks are gonna disappear, so you don't have to worry about it. First sheet down, 29 more to go. So this is where I would turn on my favorite show and get to cutting circles. All right guys, so we have all of our scallops circles cut out. It's time to set up our foundation. I'm going to be using 4 20 by 30 foam boards. Now, foam board can be a little bit flimsy, but this is where your tape comes into play. You'll notice that I am taping one side and wrapping the tape around. This is really building in the most stability. All right, with 2 of our sides both taped and secure, I'm gonna go ahead and get these both locked in together using the same technique. All right, it's time to pull out all of our 185-inch circles. You will also need a stapler and a glue gun. This is very important. You're going to want to make sure that you know which side is your top and which side is your bottom. So this is going to be where I'm starting, and that's going to be where I'm going to be ending down there. I'm going to start this with 9 circles, and we're going to staple the first row only. You'll see that I'm overlapping them, and if it helps you, you can lay them out to assure that all 9 will reach the span of the top of your board. So let's go ahead and get these secured. All right, so we got our first row. They're overlapping. We're ready for our second row. Now, you're going to want to do this underneath, and we're going to do 10 circles this time, and we want to make sure that we are placing 1 circle in the middle of each one of these overlaps. And if it's hanging off the edge, that is okay. This is important just to get the pattern going. Another thing is, do not paint these beforehand. It's very important or the project will not be able to adhere, because now we're moving over to glue. Once you paint these foam circles, the glue will not adhere to the foam board. You can dirty it up, it doesn't matter, because we'll paint it afterwards. So you'll see that we're further in and we will not be able to use our stapler. We can use it on the outside, and you should use it all the way around the perimeter, but we're going to go ahead and switch over to our glue gun. So I'm going to go ahead and secure down my first scallop or circle with the staple. So when stapling on the side, we want to make sure that we're always hiding our staple. I made a oopsie here, but it's okay, it will be covered by our next step, but you will want to simply go in and staple so that you're always covering. And always think of that when you're moving forward in everything that you're doing with laying these circles. So especially in between each one of these spacings, you want to make sure that your circles are in deep enough so that you do not have any negative space showing between that peak. So we're going to go in, add a little bit more glue, and we're just going to do that all the way across. You guys, just think of it as brick laying. Between every space should be the center of your next circle. I'm still going, guys, but we are getting there. On this row, which is the 8th row down, we are going to squeeze in an extra circle. So all of these are 10. We're now going to add in an 11th circle. Now we're going to add in our next row and we're gonna go back to 10. And from this point forward, we're gonna go 11, 10, 11, 10, 11, 10, 11, 10 until we get to the bottom. This is something that I learned the hard way. You wanna make sure that you put the circle right at the edge. That way you're getting the most length out of your circle and you will be able to use exactly 180. And then for those final gaps, you can always just come in, throw in a couple. For extra security, we're going to go ahead and staple around our perimeter. Remember to hide those staples, guys. And let's get our piping done. You can get PVC from your local hardware store. This is 3/4 inch piping that you're gonna get cut into 5 foot for the long sides and 40 inches for the tops and bottom. Then you're gonna pick up 4 90-degree elbows and simply put it together as a frame. You'll notice that I'm really focusing on keeping all wording and labels to the bottom so that when I go to spray paint, I don't have to worry about trying to figure out how to cover up that bright red in or any labels. Now the final result for this is a copper effect. Of course you can use copper piping, but you know, the way my bank account is set up, PVC is my best friend. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and pull this out the way. Bring back in our foam scallop situation we have going on here. Now, I know you're going to be tempted to wanna cut all of these hanging scallops off prior to adhering this frame onto this. Do not do that. You wanna make sure that you get this on first before you cut any excess materials off. We're going to use our same hot glue gun to attach this. And you guys, we're almost done. Now here's another great tip. Remember I said do not cut off any of this excess circles? Well, that's because you're gonna use them as part of your foundation to help adhere your frame. So now that we have everything glued on, take our scissors and cut away any extra circles. You can always flip this over and get a cleaner cut on the back side as well. I have my metallic spray paint in copper. I'm gonna give this about 2 coats. 1 coat, let it dry, 2nd coat, and then we should be good to go. Can you guys believe how incredible this looks? I would have never thought, until I did it, that you can take PVC and some foam board and make something that looks so expensive. So comment down below if this is something you can see yourself doing. I would love to hear like what color combinations you would do. Would you spray each one different or spray the rows different? Endless options. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up because I already know you love this project. And make sure you subscribe and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.